Hey, what's going on? Ryan here with Intersection Records and talking album reviews, talking about the legendary singer-songwriter Graham Nash and his seventh studio album. This is called Now, and it's very good. Of course, Graham Nash is famous for being in the Hollies, joining Crosby, Stills, and Nash in 1968, performing at Woodstock in 1969, kind of inventing the stadium tour along with Neil Young and Crosby and Stills and Nash, doing duo albums with Crosby, performing all the way to this day with the solo band. Let's get into this record. This came out May 19th of 2023. It's produced by Todd Caldwell, who also plays keyboards on this record and co-produces with Graham Nash. It follows his 2016 album, This Path Tonight. And it's a 38-minute record, which I kind of love. There's 13 tracks on it. You know, I love albums in the 38 to 45-minute range just because you can really get through these. Graham Nash is 81 years old, born in 1942. This thing starts off with a song called Right Now. I used to think that I would never love again. This is how the album starts. Graham was married in the 60s, married again in 78, all the way up until 2016, at which point he was divorced, and married again in 2019. I think clearly he wrote this song, about approaching 80 and being alone and falling in love again and getting married again. Right now, the vocals are right here. His voice really hasn't changed at all. It's vintage sounding. Still living my life right now. Second song I like even more. Nice high vocals. At the end of days, at the end of the day, leave them a better life, a better life. What are we leaving back for our children? Are we leaving them a better life than we came in? Again, he's being political still. The next one, Golden Idols, I don't care for as much. He's kind of getting political here. I don't know what to say about that, about rock stars being political, millionaire rock stars getting political. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, of course, is famous for writing songs like Find the Cost of Freedom, or singing songs like Find the Cost of Freedom. I don't know that they wrote that song. Ohio, of course. And they did make their mark on the Vietnam era. Golden Idols, I'm not sure how well that works. Stars and Stripes. Again, it hits the note for the fans. I think it's a good song, but I really like the next one better. And the rest of the album, starting at track 5, again on Now by Graham Nash. By the way, subscribe to my channel. I do shows every day. We review albums a couple times a week. We concert reviews, shows on artists, lists, ranking of albums. Love of Mine. I put that it feels real. Again, artists working deep into their career. Sometimes they do the Graham Nash by numbers type of thing. Excuse me. The Graham Nash by numbers type of thing, where you're just hitting on points that you do. You're giving the fans what they want. The lyrics are bad. That's not the case here with Love of Mine. It's touching. It feels real. Clearly, I think it's about getting divorced and then being remarried and feeling in love again. Theme from Pastoral, strings. It's a little instrumental piece. I circled again, In a Dream, a piano piece. Excellent, touching. To the Beauty of Souls Entwined. There's some really pretty songs on here. What do we love about Graham Nash? We love the piano pieces that he does. We love his voice. We love his storytelling and the way that he phrases. He phrases differently than Neil Young or or David Crosby. Stand Up's the next song. It's a rocker. This sounds like it could be a Crosby, Stills, and Nash song to me. Clearly, he has a top-notch band here. I've looked on the internet, not terribly hard to find out who was in his band, but, you know, Graham Nash has always been associated with great musicians, not just the famous musicians, but some of the session guys that make up these great albums of the LA rock scene. It Feels Like Home, harmonica opener, banjo, another song that's excellent. The back half of this album, I mean, really a lot of this album. If you like Graham Nash, this is an excellent record for you. Buddy's Back. So I learned that Alan Clark from the Hollies, now the Hollies, think of the name. They are named after Buddy Holly. This is a tribute to Buddy Holly with some of the chord progressions that Buddy Holly would use and drum grooves. You know, kind of the Peggy Sue type of, you know, progression. Buddy's tune is just a throwback tribute to Buddy Holly, thanking him. I've learned that Alan Clark used the same backing track for his album. Follow Your Heart's next. I think it's my favorite song. Follow Your Heart is just gorgeous. You know, again, we can love in our 80s. In fact, Graham Nash says, I want people to know you can still rock at 81. He said, I'm 81 now, for F's sakes. Holy shit, he says. And I'm very happy in my life. Good for you, Graham. I love it. I watched it all come down to a paperweight at the business end of town. Loaded up and down. It's a mess. I watched it all come down to a paperweight at the business end of town, loaded up and down. It's a mess. He's talking about the business world of music. He's talking about being in Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young. Famously, unfortunately, he had a falling out with David Crosby 6 or 7, 8, 9 years ago. And they really never made up, although they were communicating prior to the January 18th, 2023 death of David Crosby. In fact, they had set up a Facebook meeting to talk, and that call never happened. David didn't make that call, and then it was learned that he had died. The last song on this record is When It Comes to You. You know, just a really nice song. This is a really nice record. If you like Graham Nash's music like I do, and I need to see him. I have not seen these guys since 2000. Starting in 1989, I saw Crosby and Nash. 89, Crosby and Nash. 90, Crosby, Stills and Nash. 92, 94, 96, and 2000. I've seen them, you know, a handful of times. They're fantastic. My rating system is this: 5 is a classic, 4 is great, 3 is good, 2 is not good, 1 is crap. This is a 4. The new Graham Nash album Now, I'm calling a great album. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. Peace out. See you later.